Hello, so today I have picked out vocabulary, some political topics today. I will explain them, but let's start with the match at Old Trafford yesterday. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So Gunnar is a pun. If you are a gunner, it means that you're no more. You're a gunner. You've lost your job. Do you think Solskjaer should lose his job? He is the bookies. So the bookies in England means the bookmakers. So in the UK, people gamble a lot, really. If you ever come to the UK, you will see a lot of bookmakers. Shops where you can place a bet. And Solskjaer, the bookies make him 1 to 6 favourite for the sack. So he is the favourite for the sack. British English for losing your job. 1 to 6. So this means if you bet £6, you win £1 and you're £6 back. So they think it is likely that he will lose his job. How much more can Ole take? So how much more can Ole take? Yeah, they've had a few bad results. Salah's hat-trick is the exclamation point on an utter shambles for United. So yes, a shambles. This is a nice word. It's a noun. It's used a lot in football. It means it's badly organised. Defending maybe is shambolic. So this is the adjective. Again, it's a nice word to say. It was shambolic defending by Manchester United. And Salah put Ronaldo in the shade. So I am in the shade possibly now. I am not in the sun. But if you put someone in the shade, it means you are better than them. Maybe they were comparing you and you win that contest. You were better than them. You put them in the shade. Here is the headline. Unstoppable Salah made the GOAT look like a lamb. So Ronaldo is possibly the GOAT, the greatest of all time, but Salah scored a hat-trick, so he made him look like a lamb. And here is the headline. In Ballon d'Or battle, Mo put Ronaldo in the shade. Yes. And Antonio scored yesterday, crazy celebration. Spurs lost again. Nuno has his work cut out. If you have your work cut out, it means it's a difficult job. You have your work cut out to improve it. So yes, Spurs, yeah, they don't look very good actually. So it's a difficult job for the manager. He has his work cut out. The next page is about Formula 1, cricket, tennis, rugby, horse racing. So yes, gambling, like I said, is popular in the UK. Yes, James Maddison. I'm feeling rain. Oh no. James Maddison caps a great display by silencing the Brentford fans who bait him with chants of "you'll never play for England." There's no clouds above, but it's raining. So to bait someone. So bait. When you're fishing, you have bait. You put it on a hook when you are fishing to try to catch a bigger fish. So if you bait someone, you want a reaction from them. You want to get a bite. So maybe on social media, you bait rival fans. You want a reaction from them. So the fans were singing, "You'll never play for England," but he scored. So he put his finger to his lips. He silenced his critics. The people who were saying negative things about him, the critics, he silenced them. Also, Josh King for Watford. He scored a hat-trick, I think, but last year he played for Everton. He didn't really get a chance at Everton, so he was fired up. So not playing for Everton fired him up, and he scored a hat-trick. In Europe, so Jose Mourinho was sent off in stalemate. So stalemate describes a result 0-0. 0-0 is a stalemate, and he was sent off. Also, another stalemate was Marseille versus PSG. A stalemate, 0-0. There were a couple of disallowed goals, I think. The fans were crazy. They were throwing missiles on the pitch at every corner at the PSG players. A fan ran on the pitch when Messi was on the counter-attack. A fan was running alongside him. It was a crazy match. Tielemans, what a player. He scored another amazing goal yesterday. He scored an amazing goal last week versus Manchester United, and then this week it was a rocket. It was a really nice goal, but he hasn't signed a new contract, so Leicester must convince him to sign a new contract. To give good reasons, to maybe more money. Convince Tielemans to sign a new contract. This is upper intermediate language, this upper intermediate grammar. Also in Europe, in the El Clasico, Real Madrid won 2-1, and the fans turn on Koeman, is the headline. Mob turns on Koeman for losing El Clasico. So, yes, I think they attacked his car. I don't think the fans are happy with Koeman. Barcelona are in a difficult period, but he is not doing so well as manager for them, so they are not happy with him. Okay, Manchester City, and let's change to yesterday's Sunday paper, the Mail on Sunday. The back page headlines: Ronaldo, I will shut you up. United star hits back at critics, again the people criticising him, accusing him of not pulling his weight. So again, nice upper intermediate grammar, to accuse someone of verb ing, and here not pulling his weight. So to pull your weight means to do your workload, to do your fair share. But they say Ronaldo is not pulling his weight. He is not running enough. He is not pressing enough. What do you think about this? I think it is unfair. He is 36. He still scores goals. He is doing his job. It is the other players not pulling their weight. Also in this newspaper, so Chelsea won 7-0, and all scorers are English as Chelsea run riot. They were very dominant. Yes, this was a big topic at the weekend, the Saudi takeover of Newcastle. So in the Crystal Palace versus Newcastle match, the Crystal Palace fans had a huge banner, and it showed a picture of somebody in Arabic clothing with a sword in his hands, and all of the human rights problems with Saudi Arabia, the terrorism, beheadings, problems with women in society. So they think it is double standards. The fans were protesting about this. The Crystal Palace fans were protesting about the Newcastle takeover. It is double standards. How can the Premier League try to promote anti-racism, want more inclusive culture regarding gay and lesbian LGBT communities, but at the same time they accept a takeover from a country, or the PIF, the Public Investment Fund, the Saudi PIF, which has a history of not following these values. So this banner at the match protested against this, but also at the same match you had Newcastle fans wearing Arabic clothing in support and the excitement of the new takeover. But this was condemned. Kick It Out, a campaign to try to promote a more inclusive culture in football. They said you cannot do this. You cannot wear Arabic headdress to football matches. This is racism. This is cultural appropriation. And I don't think the fans meant it like this, but this newspaper has opinions about this newspaper. It's quite opinionated, and it says twisted culture that gives free rein to murderers but shames fans for wearing fancy dress, so for wearing Arabic clothes. So it's saying that the culture we live in nowadays in Western societies is twisted. It's strange. It's wrong, because why do they allow Saudi takeover, but they do not allow fans to support this takeover wearing Arabic clothing? This newspaper is against this idea of woke. So woke
I am woke. I mean, let me tell you something. I am the most woke individual that any of these people have ever met. Maybe if you could get a little more woke, you might have an idea what's going on. But I mean, I am just woke.
Woke culture. At first, it was a positive. It was, I am more culturally open-minded. I am woke. I am aware of other cultures and societies and other people's feelings. I am woke. I am enlightened. But now, people use it as a derogatory term. They try to attack it. They say, are you woke? And try to be derogatory or negative about this. They accuse people of being snowflakes.
Even though it's the middle of summer, there's an awful lot of talk about snowflakes. This is the it insult that's caused a blizzard on the political landscape.
A snowflake is somebody who gets offended easily. But to a certain extent, I kind of agree with some of these opinions, but also people are offensive sometimes, and people are quite contrarian, I would say. They try to get a bite, they try to bait people, and they just want to be the opposite on many political discussions. So it's an interesting topic. What do you think about this Saudi takeover? What do you think about the protest or the Premier League? Should the Premier League have allowed the takeover to happen? People talk about double standards and virtue signaling. So maybe the taking the knee is possibly virtue signaling. A hashtag anti-racism maybe is virtue signaling. Again, this is a kind of negative word, which means that you just want to look like you are doing the right thing. So the Premier League tries to promote LGBT in its matches by wearing rainbow armbands or rainbow laces, but they support the World Cup in Qatar next year, and Qatar has different values regarding this. So people say that it's just money at the end of the day. The Premier League is only interested in money, and it is only virtue signaling. So these are some common words in Western society at the moment. What do you think about this topic? Please comment below. Also, in this newspaper, they talk about, this Ollie has done a lot of good things at United, but he will never reach the level of Klopp or Pep. And they ask, was signing Ronaldo a mistake? What do you think? I don't think so. Pogba. Does Pogba deserve a new contract? What do you think? I don't think so. Why such a slow start for Sancho? So Sancho was a brilliant player for Borussia Dortmund last year. This year he has struggled, but I think it's because he never played first team football in England. He never established himself in a first team in England. He went to the Bundesliga. He was very successful, similar to Jude Bellingham. So Jude Bellingham is a revelation for Borussia Dortmund. I think if Bellingham came back to England, he would find it a little bit difficult too. Unlike Sancho, he did play first team football for Birmingham, but in the Championship. But if he came back to the Premier League, I think Bellingham would do better than Sancho, but I think Sancho's problems are that he didn't play first team football in England, and it's a different style of football, it's a different pace. In the Bundesliga, people are successful, young players are successful, young British players are successful, but now young American players are successful, but they find it difficult when they switch to the Premier League. Okay, the next page talks about the best defender up front. So up front means in attack, in offense, I think they say in America, but we don't say that here. The best defender up front, and he can score goals. So they are not talking about Ronaldo, they are talking about Firmino. And I think it's unfair to compare Ronaldo with Firmino. Ronaldo is 36, he still scores goals, but Firmino, he is like a defender up front, similar to how Ian Rush was like this in the successful time for Liverpool in the past. So no wonder Bobby is Jurgen's top boy. No wonder. This is a nice phrase in English. It's logical. No wonder. There's no reason to think about it. No wonder Bobby is Jurgen's top boy. No wonder Jurgen Klopp likes Firmino because he tracks back, he defends, he tackles. So no wonder. The last topic, again it's quite political, is this football's vaccine shame. So this newspaper did a campaign and it said more footballers should be vaccinated. I think they found out that only 1/3 of footballers were vaccinated, were double jabbed. So in the UK, to get the jab, a jab is boxing. This is a jab. A boxer throws a jab, but a jab is the vaccine. In America, they don't say this. They say a shot. They like guns, don't they? So to get the jab, have you got the jab? I'm only joking. Okay, so yes, they say that footballers should be double jabbed. So you need 2 vaccines to be fully vaccinated. Sorry, not immunized. So yeah, Richarlison, the Brazilian Everton player, says we must tell fans to get jab. So footballers are role models. They need to set an example so people follow them and maybe get the jab, get vaccinated. I don't know about this. I don't think, well, maybe, why not? Yes, footballers are role models, I think, so why not? But I don't think it should be mandatory for people to be double jabbed. What about you? That's going quite political. Okay, thank you for watching the video. Please comment below with your thoughts. See you in the next video.